$1.2 million in cover overruns. And then in July 21st, 2009, courts ruled in favor of Destiny USA in regards to the conflict with Citigroup. But the representatives of the bank state that Citigroup intends to pursue its appellate rights. In this case, and it remains unclear when the construction will resume. On November 13, 2009, the appellate division of the New York Supreme Court upheld the decision ordering Citigroup to resume lending to Destiny USA. And this is basically the kind of ending of this this issue. The things is like the deal will end the lawsuit that stopped construction on the 1.3 million square foot addition to Capital Center, which is Destiny USA, and the contractor at the time who performed the work on the project will be paid. And Citigroup decided to loan $155 million to the Destiny USA for the construction 18 months ago, which is 2009, before 2009 June, I think 18 months ago. And for the mall expansion and the completion. But the bank said the project was a failure, so they decided not to have to pay Destiny USA the remaining $70 million of the loan. The bank's move meant that more than $30 million worth of bills from contractor of the project will be left paid. So the contractor will not get at least $30 million of the dollars if the bank decided not to pay for the loan. And the Destiny USA developer Robert Conjo and the Citigroup has argued on this issue, and then they go to the court to try to figure out these issues. And at that time, when Destiny USA couldn't get enough money from the bank, they're trying to figure out another way to get the money. So Robert Conjo turned his eye onto the Syracuse City. They tried to make the Syracuse taxpayers to pay the rest of the money, but the city hall at the time didn't pass this promotion, and so Robert Conjo Robert Conjo went to the court with the Citigroup to argue with this issue, and last the Citigroup agreed to pay the rest of the loan.
Next, will be also relate about expansion of Destiny USA. So this was in 1980. The Destiny USA signed a contract with the city of Syracuse for a tax deal. It's 30 years property tax deal. She just said, they're trying to get the taxpayers to pay for the construction of spending structures. So, but recently in June 2012, the city of Syracuse decided to end this tax deal, and now the expansion of Destiny USA will no longer sitting under the benefit of this tax deal. And also, as you see the mall in picture, as they try to expand, they need space. So they had a deal with the city of Syracuse to close 2 roads, so it will provide space for the mall to expand. But now the city of Syracuse is calling off, and of course Destiny USA is pretty frustrated and angry maybe. So they announced that they will reserve the right to sue the city of Syracuse. And this is basically shows the disagreement between the Destiny USA and the city of Syracuse. And for any controversy, you have people standing in both sides against each other. These are the feedback and comments I found under the article, and I summarize it. So at the left side, there are people standing agree with Destiny USA expanding, and also people at the under the background of low employment rate, the city of Syracuse need that. People need that. They are seeking for jobs. Crazy. And next one, there are people, also the mall. The expanding of mall will be helping the economy of Syracuse. Of course, people shop and pay tax. Of course, it's not help. And also, there are people mentioning that they will, Conjo have the wealthy, have the ability to pay the construction. Conjo is actually able to continue the construction without any financial support from City of Syracuse or even City Group. And these are the people who stand against the expanding. They say the population in Syracuse cannot support this kind of big mall because they mentioned that Syracuse as a small town and there's no way they can give enough power of buying to support this mall. And also, crossing the roads can be inconvenient for citizens. This is one of the concerns that of City of Syracuse. And surprisingly, there are people who attack Conjo itself, himself. And they were talking about they're questioning the personality of Conjo, saying that he's a businessman who loves to play around with the taxes. Actually, according to the news, Conjo also did send tax deals with some other building of malls in all around the USA. So, and they are questioning Conjo as an honest businessman. This is basically the purpose expansion.
So I'm going to talk about the green bonds controversy. It's a very complicated case, so I'm going to do my best to avoid the political side of the story. But if you're interested in that side of the story, you can talk to me after class. So the green bonds program debate created in 2004. This program works because both investors and developers get substantial tax breaks to create green building projects that benefit the public. And one of the famous developers, the Robert Conjo, which Jack talked about before. For example, it is estimated that the Green Bonds program saved the Destiny USA project upwards of $120 million. And this program was developed as a part of the American Jobs Creation Act of 2004. This program intended to first finance environmentally friendly development, second, reclaim contaminated industrial and commercial land, and third, encourage energy conservation and the use of renewable energy sources. The program, the tax breaks come at the expense of the taxpayer, people who pay the tax. In exchange, the public benefit comes from the environmentally friendly project. In this case, Destiny USA made promises about LEED certification and renewable energy features that reportedly will not be included in the complete project. A reporter Rick say that the IRS, the Internal Revenue Service, notified the Syracuse Industrial Development Agency in 2011 that they will check if the Destiny USA can get money or not. And the IRS is the revenue service of the United States federal government and is responsible for collecting taxes and interpretation and enforcement of the Internal Revenue Code. And when they are doing the examination, they face some difficulties, such as did the Destiny USA project comply with the green bonds, green building, and renewable energy requirements? And if they fulfill the requirement, they can get the money. But if they didn't meet the requirement, they can be penalized for millions of dollars. going to tell you about the examination with more details.
Okay, I will talk about more about green bonds. First, I will introduce something like if the IRS were to determine that non-compliance occurred, then the Destiny USA project could have lost hundreds of millions of dollars in estimated tax breaks. Okay, first, later the IRS notified the Syracuse Industrial Development Agency, the SIDA, that it has closed its audit of the bonds. And it said, under federal tax code, that with no change to the position that interest received by the beneficial owners of the bonds is excludable from gross income. Okay, which means that the income received on the bonds will continue to be exempt from federal income taxes. Okay, their ruling also permits that the release of $2.3 million that the developer had been required to hold in reserve. And if the IRS has found the project out of compliance with the terms of the Green Bond program, it could have seized the $2.3 billion as a penalty, which means at the same time they accomplish the requirements, it can also get extra $2.3 million. Okay, by finding the Destiny USA project complying with the Green Bond requirements, the IRS essentially considered the Destiny USA project simply had to promise to deliver green technologies in exchange for the green bond financing. So I want to guys especially punctuate at the Destiny USA project, delivering green technologies exchange for green bond financing, which means that the Destiny USA should build some green buildings to get the money from green bonds. Okay, I will introduce two letters. First of all, on February 21st, 2010, Syracuse Post Dispatch reporter Rick, which mentioned by Xiaoyang before, published a story that included a draft letter addressed to the IRS by the Syracuse Industrial Development Agency. In the letter, the agency and the developer first diverged that many of the green building and renewable energy features that were promised as part of the Green Bonds program